Welcome to Duo Chat with Brittany
and Cynthia, where we talk about drama shows
like Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill, and more.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Cynthia.
And today we're talking about Season 5, Episode 15, titled Life is Short, air day April 28th, 2008, and the synopsis is:
Lindsey returns to Tree Hill for Jamie's 5th birthday, giving Lucas hope for their relationship. Brooke and Peyton prepare for life with a new baby. Meanwhile, Darren tries to insinuate himself back into the lives of his family, ultimately divulging a grave secret to Nathan and Haley. So Brooke is struggling to calm down Angie, the baby.
This was so funny between her and Peyton.
Yeah.
I will say, it's like that, and like in this scene, it's like the comedy duo. Because they're trying so they try everything, stuffed animals, and what was it that Brooke said about Peyton?
Because
then Peyton's like, look at her, like, really?
I think that was later, maybe.
It was what?
She said something about Peyton later.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, she said something about Peyton, and then, Peyton was even like, "What about Brooke's boob?" It was like, oh my god.
Oh, I don't know. I just put like they use the purple monkey. She wants, Peyton asks if she wants a pacifier and then a bottle, and then at the last option, she asks the baby if she wants Brooke's boob. So yeah, that's all I put.
Well, yeah, but there was something about Peyton. I feel like I don't know, but yeah, it was just so funny. Nothing was working.
Yeah.
But you have to think too, like in this episode, I know they talk about it, about like Angie and how she's sick. And think about it. She is not with her family, which is her safe place. She is sick. Of course you're going to be unhappy and probably cry all day long because you just want to go home.
Yeah.
Because even babies know their mommy and daddy. Like, come on now. So I'm sure she is missing them. Because, think about it. Some babies, they don't go to sleep without one of their parents, And it's like, she might be feeling that too. She might also feel like she's been abandoned from her parents.
Right. Yeah, the only thing that worked for a minute was when Brooke was throwing plushie toys at Peyton.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Because then Peyton looked at her like, really?
Yeah. But then later, they're in the kitchen because she finally did fall asleep after, wearing herself out and crying. And, Brooke apologized for the stuffed animal thing, and Peyton said it's fine. And they talk about how her fussiness shouldn't have something to do with her illness because, she's fine right now. But if she doesn't have a surgery, then it will cause problems later.
But I can tell you, somebody that did have open heart surgery, as they're talking about. I was also a year old. I was not like, the regular baby, because I was sick. Sorry to tell you, but you are still sick when that's why you're having surgery. So when they said like, oh, she's fine, it's not affecting her. It is affecting her. That's why she's having surgery. Like, seriously? Yeah. I remember, yeah, I don't remember anything. I did hear that in the hospital, before I was having surgery, I turned like purple or blue. And my mom freaked out because obviously I wasn't breathing. But yeah, so again, it is affecting her because even me, I was sick, and that's when they realized that there's something going on with me. So again, yes, it does actually affect Angie. So sorry to the writers who must not think that things,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but it's on the writers because they wrote it.
Yeah, consulted with a doctor, yeah.
All right. And someone who actually went through open heart surgery, that's why you're sick.
Yeah.
So I don't, and again, you mean to tell me that the doctors know what Angie's going through?
Right.
I don't think so. Like, it's just like my neurologist. Let's see here. You don't know what I, live for, like what I live with every day. So just, zip it. But yeah, so I didn't like how they wrote that up. She's fine. She's just, she just needs it for the future.
Right.
What? Cynthia, what kind of surgery can you have that you're fine except for the future? Wouldn't the doctor, like, think about it. If you were fine right now, wouldn't they wait until you were a little older and stronger and then perform the surgery?
Yeah.
Like, they wouldn't do it if you're perfectly fine right now. Because how many people have other, things, wrong that they're like, wait till it affects you. Wait till it affects you. I mean, even me and my surgery, they kept in when they sewed me up. And when I felt it years later, they were like, we're not going to do anything unless it hurts you. Well, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like, we're going to take it out now so it doesn't hurt you in 10 years. They don't do that. They don't perform surgery just to perform surgery. They're not going to perform. What? Okay, well, some doctors love surgery.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've run into some doctors that wanted to cut me open when it wasn't necessary. So, yeah.
Okay, well, maybe this is Angie's because, again, you wouldn't do it on a baby right now unless she's sick.
Yeah.
Because it's a danger because she's little. I mean, even me.
Yeah.
Because I was a year old. It's like,
yeah.
So when I was watching that, I was like offended.
Yeah, I was only a couple months old when I had my first surgery. So yeah.
Were you offended that they wrote it like, she's fine?
Yeah, because I definitely wasn't. Yeah.
Thank you. Neither was I. It's like you're talking to people who were babies when they had surgery. You can't tell us we were okay.
Right.
And it was only going to cause something in the future. They don't do that. I mean, some do, but I don't. And I also don't think that they would send over a baby to live with somebody else to foster them for their surgery just to operate.
Right.
Like, that's a lot of money that they're putting into this. So I don't think that they would do it just because. Now, did they ever say what exactly is wrong?
Maybe they do later when she's gonna have the surgery, but not right now. No.
Because I want to know exactly what it is.
Yeah, I can't remember if it's like a heart murmur or maybe a tiny hole she has or something. I don't know.
That's what I have. You didn't know that, did you?
No, I think you told me before.
Yeah. I mean, I have one and I'm still here. It's like they didn't operate on me just to fix it. Because again, as long as it's not getting worse and you're fine, they're not, most of the time they don't touch you until you need it. Then you go for emergency surgery.
Yeah.
One of the worst kinds.
Yeah, so Brooke just takes all this, crying that she just doesn't like her. So of course that's not the truth, but she's taking personally. Yeah.
Exactly. Because like me, and I'm sure for you, all I wanted was my mom, and I'm sure all you wanted was yours. And I'm sure that's what Angie wants. I'm sorry, but she probably does. And Brooke, you're not her mom. So of course she's like, not feeling good. I want my mom, and that's not happening. That's really actually really sad. Honestly. I could not imagine like my baby having major surgery
In a different country, yeah.
and I'm not there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I'd have to be dead in order to not be there.
Right.
I feel like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I couldn't imagine that because I mean, this is serious and that's scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I didn't like how they wrote skills in this episode with this next scene here at the apartment.
Oh my God, about the underwear.
Yeah, I'm like, they're just turning him into a creep, and I don't like it at all. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because remember in season 5, he was like fantasizing over Mouth and his boss sleeping together. Remember? Because he's like, oh, you need to sleep with her. And it's like, what? Remember? Wasn't he calling her a cougar and stuff? It's like,
Yeah.
chill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I didn't like that either. I'm like, why are they making skills? Do you know what's weird too? Is it's like it's like they don't know what to do with skills because everyone else besides Junk and Fergie, but they never really have an actual story for themselves. They're just, you know, the side characters, but everybody else is in a relationship with somebody, or in Peyton's case, trying to be. So it's like they didn't know what to do with skills. It's like, oh, we couldn't find somebody this season for skills like we could with Mouth and, you know, others. So what are we gonna do? Oh yeah, let's just make him
Pervy.
like, yeah, pervy. Like what? Like and especially because he never really was that person. And then to make him out to be, it's like, but why? Like everybody else is for their behavior is moving forward, they're maturing, and he's reverting back to, you know, like a teenager.
Yeah.
And it's actually annoying. But again, I just feel like they didn't know what to do with him this season. So, because everyone else, again, is hung up on somebody.
Yeah, either that or he's with Jamie. So when he's not, he's like this. So.
Yeah. It's like he's good when he's with Jamie. And then he's this the rest of the time to everybody. I mean, remember, he crawled into bed with Brooke. It's like he's like this with everyone.
Yeah, then he wanted to sleep with Peyton at the wedding.
Yeah. It's like, when did you ever have, you know, a crush or anything on her?
Right.
Also, in this episode, he also talks about Peyton, how she has no ass.
Oh, yeah.
And I know it's a joke, but it's like, again, given the fact that just a little bit ago, you were hung up on Millie's underwear, to go from that to then talking about Peyton, how she has no ass. It's like, what? Like,
yeah,
I think it would have been fine if it was like friend to friend, like, hey, you know, you ain't got, you know, you don't have an ass, like, you know, because I tell people, like, you're not fat, like, I don't know, like, I don't see fat on you, like, seriously, but like, I tell people that, like, you know, because I don't, but that's, you know, like friend to friend kind of thing, but you know, it's weird to have it in the same episode as you with the underwear. I'd have been okay if it was just one.
Yeah, and then too, like, he even going back and forth with Mouth, he still took Millie's underwear when Mouth wasn't looking.
Why? I don't.
Yeah, and then that's never brought up again, so I don't even want to know what the hell he did with that. But yeah.
No. Oh my God. Yeah, I can't, because he's like, this doesn't look like virgin underwear. It's like,
yeah, and then I'm poking fun at her, like, you know, if she were nearby and could hear, she'd be, you know, humiliated. So.
Well, I feel like this whole episode, it was like targeting Millie.
Yeah, just for being the only woman there. Yeah.
Well, being the only woman and being like
a virgin.
Well, that, but kind of like being more conservative, not like, you know,
like
modest,
not the
like modest, not like the way, like, you know, let's say Brooke wear dresses. You know, and I'm not saying Brooke dress is bad. I love Brooke's outfits, but I'm just saying, like, you know, if you ever see what Millie's wearing, she's like, even like her shirts, it's like they're like buttoned up to her neck and, you know, right, that kind of look. It's like, and I feel like she's being kind of judged in the episode by the boys of like, oh, wait, she looks different than this. She does something besides, you know, it's like, and it's like they agreed for Mouth to let her stay, but now they're like, wait a minute, we like this. And it's like, but you weren't okay with it when you thought she was boring. I mean, you know, and that same thing too of like, oh, they think she's not boring or this and or likable or anything, so we're only doing it for Mouth. But then they find out, oh wait, we might have a crush on her too. It's like, what? Like, why can't you just be like, you know? Yeah, so I didn't like this episode of like, I just felt she was a target.
Yep, and then we go back to better, happier scene because Haley goes into Jamie's room, you know.
And it says birthday.
Yeah, this was pointed out by a fan too on Drama Queens, date-wise.
No, it was pointed out by me.
No, I'm saying I just heard the episode about this too, that someone pointed this out as well. I know you were.
But I've been pointing this out.
Yeah, I remember, because like I said, I remember the next birthday after this one, but I couldn't remember this one,
Yeah, I was so annoyed. That's why I told you in season 5, his birthday is going to come, and I don't know why. Like,
right,
because again, they're still coaching. Like, so again, we're in the middle of basketball season, and again, it ends in March, and we're not there yet. So why are we having his birthday? You know what I'm actually confused about? First of all, the fact that when they wrote this episode, they clearly didn't see the ending of season 4 because they would have known it was at graduation, first of all, which is at the end of school. Secondly, just a couple episodes ago, at the 100th episode, Nathan said his best day was his graduation because Jamie was born. How do you go from the 100th episode when Nathan says it, because it's true, to, what are we, 3 episodes later? To, here's his birthday in the middle of school. Nathan, 3 episodes ago. It's not even like, you know, they forgot what happened last episode or last season. They're forgetting about 3 episodes ago. Like, that's even worse than I feel like that's worse than not knowing what happened last year.
Yeah, this was still a strike, so I don't know what their process was for any of this. I don't know if they ran out of ideas, you know, but still, it's weird.
And, you know, and here's, okay, like, I feel like this don't even make sense. Because I was going to say, it could be like, oh, well, I don't, you know, my birthday is in the summer, but having a summer birthday is actually better. But like versus a winter birthday.
Yeah.
Because of summer when you can do more things. So, but his birthday is in the summer. So you would want to celebrate it in the summer outside and like having a pool party versus in the house.
Right.
So that don't even make sense. Plus, they also live in North Carolina.
Yeah, it would make sense if they, I mean, it still wouldn't make too much sense, but like maybe that was the only time somebody could fly in to be there, you know, at that time for his birthday. But yeah, it'd still be way too early. But
don't you think they could have had it as like some kind of party besides a birthday party?
Yeah, like, or if they switch things around with Dan and he had like little time to live, so maybe that's why they had the birthday party earlier, so he could be there for Jamie.
They'd never have a party for him.
I know, I'm just saying, like, that would make more sense than just randomly having his birthday here and now.
You know, they should have had a party the fact that Nanny Carey's gone.
Yeah, they could have done that. I mean, they don't know where she ended up, but yeah.
No, but she's out of their lives for the moment.
Yeah.
And Jamie's home. They could have had a he's home party. They could have had Nathan's somewhat healed party. They could have had other parties besides a birthday party.
Yeah, and Haley and Haley and Nathan being together again, like them being a family again, something.
Exactly. Like look, we're all happy now.
Mm-hmm.
Not, and think about it, Lindsey could have still flown in for it.
Yeah.
So a birthday party? Like, I can't with this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why a birthday party?
Right.
Here's the thing, like on shows, if you have a certain, because we also know Brooke's birthday is in March. If you have a certain time that somebody's birthday is, like, oh, I don't know. Like, I know on 90210, Donna's is on Christmas. When you have a certain thing, and Jamie's is graduation, when you have birthdays like that, you cannot, as a writer, you cannot switch it up to whenever you feel that the birthday should be that year. No, you have if you wrote them to have a certain birthday, so you need to make it that way every year.
Yeah.
Otherwise, don't celebrate the birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Which is very easy because he only has one more birthday that they celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, we've only celebrated Brooke's birthday, right? She's the only one.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So her and now Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't like this whole thing. And having him have presents, he still could have had presents if he was like a welcome home party.
Mm-hmm.
You still could have got him presents.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just didn't like it.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was cute how Haley gives him 5 kisses.
Because he's 5.
Yeah, and one
because he's supposedly 5.
Yeah. And then he says that he only wants 2 things, a Lee and his grandpa Dan to be there.
So, I mean, they might help you with the one thing.
Mm-hmm. And then that's when Deb pops in.
And yeah, she was funny. How's my favorite grandson? And he was so cute. I'm your only grandson. It was so cute.
Yeah. And then Nathan is at the gym when Dan walks in. So how did he even get in there?
Well, I don't know. That building must just be open all the time because Nathan's always in it now.
Yeah, and like the YMCA or something.
Well, and like Q was in it. Remember when Nathan walked in?
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. Like our high school, it wasn't open for kids to be in there without an adult.
Right.
Like if you're on the basketball team, you have to basically probably wait, I'm sure, for your coach to show up.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't just, be in there at 7:00 at night shooting hoops.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't get why plus, yeah, you would think after the school shooting, they would be like, okay, no practice after 7 or whatever to like monitor the building. Also, like, remember when the girls were walking around to the library and Haley's classroom and all this at the game?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember our basketball games?
Right, yeah.
People were not allowed to roam the halls.
Mm-mm.
They had them blocked.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is, because of the school shooting episode, you would think that they would have all those precautions.
Yeah, like security, something, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Dan just, I guess he knew Nathan would be there, and he says that he wants to wish Jamie a happy birthday at the party.
He probably followed Nathan.
Yeah, probably he does that a lot. But Nathan says it's never going to happen. And, Dan says he knew he screwed up as a father, but he wants to be a good grandfather. So yeah, Nathan tells Dan that he should have thought of that before he killed Jamie's great uncle. And he's not going to go anywhere near him.
But it is a little weird because Nathan wasn't that close to his uncle.
Right. But so cute with family, yeah.
I know, but like how he's saying it. Like as if he was close to him.
Mm. And then Peyton is on her phone with Mia, while the studio is being built. And everything's just going well on her end, the tour and her album selling well. And then Lucas is at home taking notes while watching a game when Haley walks in. And she asks how things are going with Q, and he says if he would channel his stubbornness into his recovery, he would be fine. And Haley asks about Lucas's recovery, from Lindsey. And he just changes the subject by asking, isn't it her son's birthday? There's a lot of mom things she should be doing. But Haley, being a good friend, wants to check up on him too. Because, he knows Lindsey's going to be there. Yeah, so do you think it would, it makes sense that Haley would invite Lindsey, but so just awkward with everything that happened. Like, I would think that Lindsey wouldn't show up, honestly,
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, still invite her, but yeah, I couldn't see Lindsey coming back.
because, like, here's the thing. It's like she only joined this so-called friend group because she was dating Lucas. She wasn't, like, a part of it like Peyton is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, regardless of the relationship with whoever you're dating or not dating, you're still, like, Peyton's still a part of the group, where Lindsey only became it because of somebody. It wasn't like, that. So, only because she was a significant other. So, I wouldn't think that she would either. I mean, I could see her maybe coming a different day and giving Jamie his birthday gift and hanging out with Haley, but not at the actual birthday party, especially because not only is she going to run into Lucas, she's going to run into Peyton.
Mm-hmm.
So that also doesn't make any sense.
Right. And then Haley, offers to uninvite Lindsey if Lucas doesn't want her to be there.
Yeah, and he doesn't want her to get involved, and she's like, I'm your best friend,
Mm-hmm.
Get me involved. And I'm like, we all know you want to get involved.
Mm-hmm.
She loves getting involved in his relationships. But you know what I thought was funny? Was he was so hilarious trying to, like, what shirt should I wear and all this, trying on the shirts. It was funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, she's like, this one.
Right.
I actually, I love their friend moments.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
And we haven't seen it in a while.
Mm-hmm. And then Brooke walks into work with Angie in her arms, and Millie asks if she has her sketches for the Macy's presentation, but it slips Brooke's mind because she, hasn't been sleeping with Angie. And, Millie's having a spiral because she thinks that she's going to let Brooke down if this doesn't go well. And even, like, let her parents down somehow, like she's really spiraling. So now it's Brooke's turn to calm Millie down, and she says it's going to be fine. They're going to complete, she's going to complete her sketches, and, they're going to be great. And then she asks how she looks looks with a baby. Like, isn't she so Angelina? And I'm like, that's kind of odd because Angelina adopted her children while Brooke's a foster parent.
That's what I mean, is in Brooke's head, she thinks that Angie's hers.
Yeah. And she was calling Millicent Aunt Millie too.
Yeah. She was calling everybody. Like, it was like, because when she also called Peyton, it's like, they're not aunt and uncle. You're giving this baby back after her surgery. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, so she's already getting attached, yeah.
Well, and right from the start, remember, she goes, I'm going to be a mom. It's like, what? No, you're not.
Right.
You're taking in a baby and helping her, but you're giving her back. That's not being a mom.
Yeah.
So remember I said she's got to change her mind, or, telling herself things, because she's going to get herself in a lot of trouble. And she is.
Yeah. And then we segue to Skills going to see Peyton, asking how his baby girl is doing. And she said she's busy with everything going on.
Also, isn't it only like this season that he's calling Peyton baby girl?
Yeah, because Hillary said they were setting Peyton and Skills up to be, a couple at this point. And then they steered it completely in the other direction with Deb, But yeah, I can kind of see how they were trying to do something here, because these two haven't really spent any time together, and
no,
like ever, I think.
No.
Yeah, so it was nice, but still a little odd that they were, like he went to go see her at the label and everything. But he does like ask her if she's been thinking about Lucas and everything, like stalking his Facebook profile. He still has it that he's engaged, And
well, yeah, in his head, he does think he's engaged in his head.
Right, yeah. But then Skills asks Peyton for help to get that Wii for Jamie, so that was nice. And yeah, so then Millie and Mouth get home, with groceries.
Okay,
And
this was something else.
about the guys cleaning the place.
Well, the fact that when they leave,
Mm-hmm.
they leave the groceries, and I said, hopefully there's nothing cold in those bags.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Because they just locked out the door to go eat. I'm like,
yeah.
I hope
Just
you didn't
because,
buy. I hope you didn't buy milk or anything, because that's old.
yeah, just because Mouth didn't want Millie to see all the stuff that they crammed into the cupboards. That was funny.
Yeah.
And then,
Well, then she was like, hope this isn't because of me. And it's like,
mhm,
yeah, it's because of you.
yeah. I mean, they should have anyways, even if it wasn't because of her. But yeah. And then still, even after they left the apartment, the same cupboard that he opened still had all the things falling out of it. So it was funny.
Yeah, and yet she didn't hear it.
Yeah. And then,
Because even
Nathan,
if it did it when you were like your back was turned, you'd be like, what was that?
yeah. And then Nathan tells Haley that he saw Dan at the school gym, and she even points out, isn't it creepy that his dad was hanging out, at a high school gym?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And then, he mentions how he wanted to come to Jamie's birthday party, but it's not going to happen, he told him. And Haley says that he's stronger than her because Jamie's been asking her all week about, him coming to the party too.
Yeah, and it was funny because she said she was, she's been dodging, and he goes, excellent parenting.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny.
Yeah, so she says she doesn't blame him for wanting to get to know his grandpa. She just wishes it wasn't Dan.
Yeah, and that they can't trust him.
Yeah, so does that mean at this point that Haley's dad had passed then? Do you think?
Well, it had to be because we had got no notification except for when her mom came back and he was gone.
Yeah, I'm thinking it was kind of like hinted here. Maybe like that's the only grandpa he has, and that's why she wishes it was her dad and not Dan. Kind of maybe kind of thing.
Well, yeah, but when has Haley's parents ever seen Jamie? We never see Haley's parents.
Right. Yeah. So like Jamie wouldn't have memories of her dad. Yeah. So
They come for maybe a holiday because we don't see holidays on the show. And that's it. It's like
not until later. Yeah.
well, and even later when her mom comes, it's like, oh my gosh, like she's the Rock and all this. I'm like, Rock for what? Shane, where has she been? And then Jamie's like, oh, my grandma. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but like if your grandma is like distant, like she's never there, you're not gonna be all like that. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, maybe if they were communicating by telephone at least or something, maybe.
And I'm still pushing it because you're still not really gonna know them.
Depends, yeah. If you try hard enough, maybe. And then, yes, when Jamie walks in, asking like, "Who can't we trust?"
And he goes, are we talking about Grandpa Dan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Nathan tells Jamie that Dan's not coming to his party, but he's sorry.
Yep, and he's all sad.
Mm-hmm. And then Brooke finishes her sketches at home with Angie, but then Angie starts crying. And, Brooke's asking, like, what does she want? And that's when she spits up on the drawing. So Brooke's like, guess we're on to feathers. But, yeah, that's a little frustrating because that probably took her a while to even complete in the first place, too, with that time crunch that she has.
Mm-hmm.
Now she has to start over. And, too, like, it's weird to see Brooke sketching so much now because she never did before, even when she was making clothes. Like, that stuff was never shown that she even did, really.
Yeah, I think we saw it like a little bit, and then then it became just about her and the actual clothes.
Yeah.
Like, look what I made, and it's like,
okay.
Plus, I really thought that Peyton was more of like the sketcher, not Brooke.
Right. Yeah. Like I can see maybe Brooke asking Peyton like help on how to draw, figures and everything to start off with. Maybe she did that, but we don't see that.
Right, because it seems like Brooke did it all, and it's like, because remember the whole logo to start with was because Brooke stole it because she didn't have artwork herself. So I don't know how she sketches when the sketcher is Peyton.
Yeah. Yeah, so Skills and Peyton found the weed for Jamie, and they're walking, talking.
Yeah, and then obviously Skills is happy. Because he's happy to get him that, but he said, it's an excuse to spend time at the Scott. He called it Scott crib. And that's when she's like, you don't need an excuse. And, because, he worships you. And that's when he said that it's Nathan and Haley. He doesn't feel like, they can trust him. And, she's like, because the whole wedding thing. And she's like, they'll get over it. And I was happy that she was saying it because Mouth also says the same thing later on.
Yeah. Yeah, and plus we haven't seen Nathan and Haley act like kind of that way toward him. They're just like kind of keeping him away from everybody really and just keeping him close to, them, which makes sense after.
Well, unless your name was Brooke or Lucas.
Yeah. The godparents, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess you could say, well, they are the godparents, but I can tell you, being like actually like your godparents compared to your regular, like the closest people to you, godparents can also mean nothing. Like that's honestly what most of mine are. So it's like, they can also mean nothing to you. So like the actual people in your life are more important than your godparents sometimes.
Yeah, it depends, yeah. And then
why you don't think so?
Well, like my sister is a godparent of our uncle's son, and she's kept in touch with him. One of my nephews even goes fishing with him, so they're close.
Yeah, but I'm saying sometimes.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they don't like you.
Like well, I've never seen that, but yeah.
I grew up with one that I never felt like he ever liked me, right? Never. And obviously, things happen in life, but it's like where you never see or talk to them and you're happy about it. But yeah, growing up, I never thought he liked me ever. So like it was always like I was like a burden in his life. That's the way I always felt. And I was never welcomed by him in their house. I was welcomed by his wife, but I was never ever welcomed by him. I mean, one time I spent the night there, and the next day he goes, "You're still here?" Like who? I'm also your effing niece. Who says that?
Right.
It's like I could never imagine myself saying that to my nieces and nephews. Like, you can stay a whole week. I don't care.
Yeah.
So yeah, that obviously bothered me. But yeah, just I was never accepted into his world. So, and he's somewhat, he's my godparent. That's what I mean. Like, go. Like if I honestly wish I could choose my godparents now because he would not be it.
Yeah, and I never had any, so I don't know what that's like. But yeah. So, but it was funny how Peyton told Skills that Haley and Nathan are just going through it, and Skills says, "But it's mainly they're talking about. They're always going through it."
Yeah, I mean, I will. Okay. So I will say that I think the couple that went through the most was Nathan and Haley. I think the person that went through like the saddest moments was Peyton.
Right.
Yeah. Because I saw that all the time, like on Facebook, of like Peyton went through the most. And she did. But I feel like the couple that went through the most was Nathan and Haley.
Right. And then Peyton tells Skills, if you don't ask for something, then, it can never happen. And that's when he says, has she talked to Lucas? And she just says that she,
that Lindsey
wants him back.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, then she said that, he's clearly in love with Lindsey. And then it was funny because he goes, that's total crap. It was funny.
Yeah, and Peyton just wants Lucas to be happy.
Which I get that.
Yeah. And clearly, he's not ready to even think about being with Peyton. So just time-wise, it definitely would be the best for both of them right now. And then, then they do the shirt thing. Apparently he tried on so many too. I didn't think he even had that many shirts, but they've only been talking back and forth through email, him and Lindsey, about the book mostly because he said everything he needed to say already.
Well, that's because she's the editor, and she broke off the engagement and everything. So of course, for her, she's going back to just business, which is where it should have been in the start.
Yeah. And then, Haley just tells Lucas that she's always there for him, of course. And, and then, like, he says, that she's friendly with Lindsey as well. But, Haley says that she's his best friend. So,
yeah, I said that, put her in the middle.
And then, Fergie and Junk walk into the apartment when Millie's doing Pilates.
Yeah. And they're speechless. So
yeah, because they've never seen this before, apparently.
Yeah, and they're like, and she's like, what am I, interrupting? And which one was it? It was like, oh, whatever is on TV. And then they decide to leave because, they don't know what to do with themselves.
Yeah, and Bree was the one that was like frozen in place, so Junk had to pull him back and, get him walking, but then he bumped into the doorway and then bumped into Junk on their way out. That was funny. And then in Mouth's room, Skills is, talking about wrapping paper, about wrapping the Wii and everything. And, Mouth thinks that Skills got him a great gift because he just got him Legos. And then they have their talk about, the wedding and everything that happened to with Jamie. Basically, like Peyton said, it wasn't his fault, Carrie was just crazy. And, and Skills just wants Haley and Nathan to know he's sorry.
That's why I was happy for Skills that he had Peyton and Mouth saying the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, so Mouth says that they'll forgive him, but he has to forgive himself too. And then back at the party, Haley opens the door to see a clown, closes it, and asks who ordered the clown, and Deb says she did. He does balloon tricks, apparently. And then she opens the door to let him in. And, Deb tells Haley she's always liked clowns, look at the size of his feet, and then walks into the house while Haley's just completely creeped out. So, yeah, we didn't really even get the memo that Deb was, like, putting a lot of this together until this point, so that was kind of weird.
The clown thing, I think, was her idea, but not the whole party thing.
Right, it seemed like when Haley was thanking her at the end, it just seemed like she had a big part in it.
But I mean, I'm sure she helped, but I didn't know that, she had a thing for sleeping with clowns, though.
Yeah, that was random as well. Her and Skills are just like out of character in this one.
Okay, but I feel like this season now, like now that we have Deb, like from this episode on, it's like for her all about sex. And she's never been that person.
Right.
So it's very weird. And then of course it gets worse when she's with Skills. Like it becomes like a teenager, and it's like but yeah, I'm like, this has never been Deb. It's weird.
Well, with her being an addict, it kind of would make sense if she turned her addiction to sex. So it's not the farthest thing out there, but yeah.
Because the only person she was with was Dan and Keith.
Yeah. In her adult years, at least, yeah.
Well, and she had a boyfriend while she was with Dan, but I mean, it's not like she was with like a different man every night or anything like that. I mean, so that's what's weird.
Yeah. And then Brooke and Peyton get to the house, and they're still not getting any sleep. And Haley tells Brooke she'll get the hang of it. It takes practice. And Brooke says that they're good at doing things with no sleep. It's just been hard because she's trying to be patient, but she can't get any work done with her crying all the time. And then, Brooks gets really mad.
I thought it was funny when that kid was like, do you have any chicken fingers? Yeah. And Brooke goes, do you have an inside voice? And Peyton goes, Brooke, we're outside. It was hilarious. And Brooke does not care.
Yeah. And Angie starts crying, so Brooke blames the boy too. Yeah. And Peyton tells her that's what cute little babies, grow up to be.
Well, and it's like, remember, Brooke, you wanted a little kid here. This is what they do. They wake up the baby.
And then inside, Nathan asks Lucas if he's nervous about seeing Lindsey, his ex-fiance, and Lucas says she's not his ex anything. was still in denial. And then Nathan mentions that Haley said that he tried 8 shirts a day, and Lucas says it was 5. And that
I
was,
thought it was funny because Lucas is like, that's privileged best friend information, and Nathan's like, yeah, I've got privileged husband card, and he's like, yeah, good point. That was funny.
Mm-hmm. But Lucas still thinks Lindsey's the one, and then Haley acts at the right.
I don't know why.
Right? Yeah.
Do you know why?
No.
At this point, I'm either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Haley asks her the right to sing happy birthday, but Nathan tells her she's a singer, and she says that he can't afford her, which was funny. So they all sing a happy, sing happy birthday to Jamie, and Jamie makes his wish as Lindsey walks in. So of course Lucas and Lindsey are looking at each other. And then, like the kids they are, basically in this episode, Fergie, Junk, and Skills are messing with the helium and the balloons. So, and then they're playing that game of do, dump, or marry, which, we did with Dawson's Creek. But, it's the wording's different now. But that's when Deb walks by, of course, as Junk says that he married Deb, while Fergie says he'd rather do Deb, and Skills says keep dreaming.
Oh, yeah, okay, out of all 3 of them or whatever, Skills is gonna say keep dreaming.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's like, I think that's gonna be you soon.
Mm-hmm. And then Millie walks in asking what they're doing, But then Junk says he has to take the leak and must the balloon he had to go. And then Fergie says him too. So Millie's like, do they do everything together? And he says, who? Dumb and Dumb.
That was funny.
Yeah.
But also, it's like they are your friends.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that you're calling them Dumb and Dumber.
Mm-hmm.
Like, here's the thing. If you really think that's Dumb and Dumber, like, what does that make you? Because you're friends with them.
Mm-hmm.
Because they always say, look at who your friends are. Look at who you're in a relationship with. Like, they are who you basically are.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think they're lousy, well, you're in that category then because you're friends with them or you're dating them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing. It's like Skills. You can't call them Dumb and Dumber because you're a part of that.
Right. And then Millie tells Skills that she loves living with them, but are they okay with her being there?
Yeah. And then that's when he said, it's nothing. It's just always been a guy's crib.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he said that they play video games and drink beer, and sometimes they have water fights.
Right.
Just guy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was kind of sad though, because she goes, I'm killing the fun. Like,
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be that way.
Yeah. And then he says, bad habits die hard, and that's what gives Millie an idea later on. And then Brooke is changing Angie in Jamie's room, and then he walks in.
Yeah, and he says, that's gross. It was funny.
Mm-hmm, yeah. And then he asks where Owen is.
Yeah, they talk about Owen, and she said he wasn't ready for an emotional relationship. They had responsibilities.
Yeah.
Well,
outside of pouring, drinks in a bar, yeah.
Well, and then Jamie said he didn't like what was under the clothes, and it's like he is stuck on this, isn't he?
Yeah. Kids do pick up things and don't let them go for a while, yeah.
Yeah, and she goes, he never got that far.
Yeah. And then
but I did think it was sad when he wanted to play a game, and she said she'd love to, but she's busy with Angie because he used to be, the one she would play with and run around with, because she just did a couple episodes ago. Remember, she had him at her house, and she was picking him up, and it's like you go from that just a couple days ago to now Angie's your number one,
right?
And it's not like she was pregnant or anything, where he had 9 months to, understand it.
Yeah,
it was overnight. Here's Angie. It's like what? And so, of course, and she sees that he's, feeling hurt. So then she said, you're my number one.
Mm-hmm.
And that she got Angie because of him.
Mm-hmm.
Because she said kids are awesome. And I'm like, well, some are.
Mm-hmm. And then she gives him a check because she couldn't have the time to pick out a gift for him.
Yeah, he goes, there's a lot of zeros.
Yeah, so I wonder if how many there actually were.
Yeah, it was $100 or $1,000.
Yeah. And then it was sweet how Jamie too kissed Angie on the forehead.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lucas walks over to Lindsey with a piece of cake, grabbing her the corner piece that she likes with the extra frosting. And she said she was wondering what their first words would be. And Lucas said it was either the cake or I think about you every day. So he's glad he went with the frosting. And then, she asks how the book's coming along, and he says,
yeah.
Good.
Well, and he was so annoying because he just like kept like pressuring her kind of like about staying and everything. It was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And like being together. And then, I mean, even Jamie, he comes up and he says, are you coming home? Because Uncle Lucas really misses you. And it's like, now a 5-year-old is pressuring you.
Right, yeah.
And then apparently Lucas paid him.
Did he give him money?
Yeah, he gave him money. And then Jamie's like, whoa, this is awesome. Because remember, he just got money from Brooke. Now he's getting money from Lucas.
Oh, that's why he said this is the best day ever. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, he's all happy. He's got all his money now.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, he's a little rich kid right now.
Yeah.
And then Skills asks Payne if she's talked to Lucas, and she says there's nothing left to say. So Skills says there's always something left to say, or she needs to move past this. And she says, yeah.
Well, I liked when he said, I'm rooting for you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's big for him to say because he's friends with Lucas too, yeah.
Well, and then about talking to Nathan and Haley, he said that, they're busy getting some animal balloons and stuff. Like that's why he doesn't want to talk to them.
Yeah, like they're busy, yeah.
Yeah. It's like I get that they are, but at some point you have to talk to him.
Yeah, he's just nervous. So Payne tells him to man up. And if he doesn't do it for himself, do it for Jamie. Because she's sure he misses him. And then that's when Payne looks at Lindsey and Lucas talking too. And then this was an inappropriate scene between the clown and Deb too with the animal balloons.
That's why it was just weird, this whole thing.
Yeah, because I'm like, this is like kind of getting like a pretty much mature show, and Jamie's on here, so, and it's his party. So yeah, just really weird, and just not really tasteful or anything. And the doorbell rings, and Deb answers it, and it's Dan, of course. And she goes outside, making sure he doesn't get inside.
Yeah, and he said he came to wish his grandson a happy birthday. And then she said that he'll be a lot happier when he leaves.
Yeah, and then he told her she looks awful because he hasn't seen a woman in 5 years. So yeah.
Well, and then he said that he'll find some pills she can pop.
Yeah,
just like seriously. Down, yeah. And then the clown comes out, and he's like, her. Then he goes, "Who's the clown?" And he goes, "I'm Bucko."
Yeah, that doesn't help. Yeah.
Well, and then she said, like, watch out for him because he's done time. But then it was weird because then the clown says, haven't we all? I'm like, what?
Right. No, like, what did he do and why is he at a kid's birthday party? And like, that could be serious. Yeah, so, and then Dan gives the clown the present for Jamie. You think he'd give it to Deb, but yeah.
Well, Deb, I don't think Deb was taken. I think she was like, I don't think so.
Yeah, she probably would throw it away. Yeah, that's probably why, yeah. And then Payne walks into the dining room where Lindsey is. They have that talk. Basically, Payne says she's sorry about what happened, but Lindsey doesn't blame her, of course.
Yeah, I liked this, like them just making out, basically.
Yeah. And Lindsey said, like, she can't blame her. It's not her fault because she could have said yes. Do you mean, like, does she mean, like, I do? Because you don't really say yes. That's what kind of confused me. It's not like she said that she could have said yes to, like, an engagement, but you don't say yes to, like, getting married. So I thought that was just weird, writing.
I thought it was a dig at Peyton.
Oh, because she said no?
Yeah.
Or someday?
Yeah, because in Lucas's eyes, she said no. So that's why she said, I could have said yes. As in, you could have said yes too. Where I could have said yes at the altar, you could have said yes for the engagement, and this would have been you two.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of thing. Because did you see Peyton's face after she said I could have said yes? She was like,
yeah.
It's like, Peyton.
And then elsewhere at the party, Skills asks to speak with Nathan and Haley. He, wants to apologize for the wedding. Nathan tells him it wasn't his fault. Skills says he knows, but they trusted him and he let them down. And he should have gone with Jamie, to the bathroom. He understands why they don't want him to babysit anymore.
And they said it's not them, or it's not him, it's them. They just want to leave him out of their sight, which I get, but he, Brooke did have him. So it also doesn't really make much sense. But they said that Jamie's lucky to have you, and so are we. And I liked that part.
Yeah. And then Jamie opens his presents, and the first one's from Lucas, and it's a Dr. Seuss book. And
it was funny. He's like, he goes, he said, well, then he goes, thanks, Uncle Lucas, like all thrilled, right? And then Lucas is like, how'd you know it was from me? And he goes, it's a book. And then who was it? Skills or something? How boring can you get?
Yeah, and everybody's laughing. Yeah,
it was funny. And then the next one was from Dan, and it was Nathan's jersey when he was a kid. And like, Haley's helping him put it on, and they're like, who's it from? And all you see is Nathan and Deb looking at each other.
Yeah.
And Nathan is not happy.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't be happy either. I told you to stay away and you won't listen.
And then Dan's at home looking at a picture of him and Nathan from his teen years while drinking. And then everyone's leaving the party. And Haley, said thanks Deb for how well the party turned out. And Jamie loves being around his grandma, and so do they. And then Haley points out to Deb that she has something on her chest, like white makeup, basically, because the clown walks out of the room that Deb had just walked out of. And Haley, connects the dots, and he goes back in the room after seeing Haley. So Deb tells her, it's not what it looks like. And Haley says, the less she knows, the better. That she can add that to her list of clown nightmares. So it was funny that they did bring this back, because Haley did mention that she didn't like clowns. I forgot what season, but the high school season. So it's kind of funny they brought this back.
Yeah, season 2.
Yeah. And then in the living room, Skills asks Jamie if he had a good birthday. And, he says, yeah, but he didn't get, everything he wanted, because he wanted that Wii. And Skills acts like he doesn't know what he's talking about until he gives him his present.
Yeah, and then he opens it, and it's a Wii, and he's all happy. And then I thought Skills was funny, because he's like, you thought I didn't know what it was. He goes, I'm not that old. It was funny.
Yeah,
but I liked how they played together.
Yeah, but before that, he said that inappropriate thing about wishing that a hot girl likes to kiss other hot girls, like, saying this to a boy is just really weird. But yeah, so I don't like the way that they just wrote Skills this episode or season at all. And then outside, Brooke is struggling to get the car seat in her car when Lucas
helps. What?
Yeah.
Okay, this episode was a little weird too, because it's also Lucas being there for Brooke, which in this season he's never done. And actually, since they broke up, they really haven't been friends. They've been more exes than they are friends.
Right.
And so I'm like, what is going on here? And but I know why. I know exactly why.
Because they were making it look like that Lucas could pick any of the 3 girls, or?
Yeah, because in the finale, it's all 3 girls. Who's he going to choose?
Yeah.
So they're leading it into, obviously, it could be Peyton, obviously, it could be Lindsey, and now Brooke's in the ring. But here's the thing. She wouldn't be in the ring because of Peyton. So, no. And so that's what I don't understand. And also my thing is too for Brooke, like, your best friend is struggling right now to get over this person. And you're going to take every help he gives you.
Right, yeah.
Like, to the point where you go to his house with Angie, like, what? Yeah. Like, think if, like, obviously Peyton must have been at the studio or something, because otherwise she would have been home going, where's Brooke? So when she comes home and finds Brooke gone, it's going to be like, where is she? Like, that was my whole thing was, is Brooke being a really good friend to Peyton by secretly hanging out with Lucas, going to his house as if that's the father of your baby?
Yeah,
that's I feel like that's how she was acting when she walked in, and it's like,
Yeah, she should have gone to Haley for help, you know.
Yeah, or called Peyton, can you come home?
Mm-hmm.
Angie won't stop, or Mouth, or Millie, or anyone but Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Lucas, you know, reassures Brooke that she's doing fine with Angie, and Brooke's just nervous about her pre-op appointment, you know, with the doctor. And then Lucas offers to go with her, and I thought that was too much as well.
I know. That's what I mean, is any help Lucas offers, she's just taking him up on it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like,
And,
I would be fine if they were actually friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like actual friends, but they're not. So I don't like that in the end of season 5, starting with this episode, we're gonna push these two together as if they've been friends for years.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Right. And then Brooke mentions that she saw him talking to his runaway bride earlier, and you know wants him to spell about that. But he says he's just going to see how it plays out before he goes and writes a book about it.
Yeah, with Lucas, that's funny.
Yeah. And then yeah, so it was surprising that Brooke left the party too without Peyton.
Yeah, didn't she take her?
Yeah.
So she's gonna just make Peyton walk home.
I don't know, but I think it made sense that Peyton stayed behind just so she can get some peace from Angie's crying. But yeah, it was still weird.
Oh yeah, because she hangs out with Haley. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So later on, Lindsey shows up at Lucas's. He asks if she lost her key, and she says she didn't feel like using it. You know, it didn't feel right. And she walks in with the bag, so he thinks that she's coming back, but she says she's just coming to get the rest of her things.
And give him the key.
Yeah.
And then I don't want it. And it's like, and then she just leaves it and walks out. I was like, oh, good job.
Yeah. And then
but I still don't get what's in his head. He just keeps thinking that they're gonna get back together.
Right. Yeah. And then Fergie and Junk are at the apartment now watching Millie's Plies tape when she's not even there. And Fergie, you know, they're like really like entranced by it, basically, like seeing it differently now that they saw Millie doing it.
Yeah. Well, and then they told Mel, "Where's your girlfriend?" And then he's like, "Easy."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, he obviously knows they're up to no good.
Yeah.
Well, then he goes, and her name's Millicent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which, I mean, these are your friends. You might want to move out because you think that they can control themselves.
Right. But that's when Millie walks in with pizza and beer for them. And, you know, she says she stashed some heavy artillery around the place. And she pulls out the water gun.
I like that episode when they were doing the water guns.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't really think that's really necessary in your apartment where you live.
Yeah, I was
surprised. Because everything's going to get wet.
Yeah, like, because they were in the living room with the couches and then the TV right there behind them. Yeah, so.
Yeah,
and
things
the carpet. Yeah, the carpet and everything. Yeah.
Yep, things that can't get wet.
Yeah, if anything, they should have been in the kitchen at least. I mean, a small area, but still, yeah, easy to clean. And then Lucas is still home messing with Lindsey's copy of her house key. And then that's when Brooke, you know, gets there, of course, as we said before. So she has to get her sketches done for Macy's, but the baby won't stop crying. And then Haley's playing the piano when Payne is, you know, we see Payne still there. And, you know, it wasn't easy for Payne. So Haley says there's always tomorrow. And then Haley actually asks the question, is she really in love with Lucas or just in love with the idea of him?
Okay, this was annoying because Lucas and Lindsey, you can clearly tell, are over. So, Haley, why are you still going after Peyton? You know? It's like one thing when they were together and you wanted to fight for him, but, like, give it a rest.
Maybe she saw it as her way of protecting Lucas since Peyton hurt him last time. At least from his point of view, yeah.
Yeah, but again, you're only hearing his side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I said his point of view, yeah.
Yeah, but it's annoying.
Mm-hmm. It's just the protectiveness she has over Lucas.
Also, Peyton did tell Haley, remember, herself, I said someday.
Yeah.
So, but in Haley's head, she still only hears him. It's annoying.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so Payne just says it's a little bit of both. She just misses what they thought they would be or could be. And then at Lucas's, Brooke is, you know, getting sleepy. So, you know, he
Yeah, he says, "Why don't you just stay?"
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
like pushed me over the edge was when that happened, and she's like, "Okay," and it's like, what? Like, on what earth? Like, would Brooke do this? I mean, I can't, like, especially because remember now that they're adults, like Brooke definitely would not do this. I mean, she may have in high school, but she's definitely not going to do it now as grown women.
Right.
And so it bothered me that she's going to not even tell Peyton. It's not like might need to tell Peyton that I'm gonna spend the night at Lucas's. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah. Yeah, so too bad we didn't see Peyton get home and see that Brooke wasn't there and, you know, figure out what happened, you know, where she went.
And like call her and Brooke don't answer.
Yeah. And then Lucas starts narrating and we see Jamie and Skills playing the Wii and Haley says it's time for bed, but Jamie and Skills ask for one more game, so she says fine.
With a smile on her face.
Yeah. And then we see Millie and Mouth playing the water gun fight with Briggy and Junk. And then Lucas covers Brooke with a blanket because they just want to sleep on the couch.
And then she leans on him.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, it was already bad. And now this is really bad. Now it's like you're sinking because what?
Yep.
Why would you lean on him?
Yep.
I can't.
Right.
Again, I know why the writers did it, but it's bad writing if they've never, like, okay, like Dawson's Creek. Remember when Dawson and Jen all of a sudden were together? It's like in season 5, it's like these two aren't even in the same area. And all of a sudden, boom, they're together. It's like, huh? That didn't even make sense. So this don't make sense either.
And then Nathan shows up to tell Dan, you know, to stay away from his family. And why did he give Jamie his jersey? And Dan says he was going to do some oath stuff and thought his son would have, you know, appreciated a piece of his father. And then that's when Dan gives Nathan a copy of his will. He's giving Nathan the beach house.
Yeah, Nathan says, I don't want it. And so here's the thing, like Dan forgets Nathan can afford his own beach house.
And then that's when Dan tells Nathan that he has a bad heart, and Nathan doesn't take that as literal, so he thinks like he's talking, you know, emotionally.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
You're just realizing that, yeah. But Dan explains it's HCM.
So here's the thing, though, about the will is when Dan says, maybe you and your family will enjoy it. All Nathan's going to remember from that beach house is the bad memories.
Yeah.
Like Nathan needs, if Nathan wants a beach house, he needs to buy it himself to make good memories.
Right.
Not this. Also, can I just say something about this house of Nathan and Haley's? It was weird.
What?
You didn't see it?
No, what?
Well, when they're outside, right? There's 2 decks that go like this, and like underneath is like the front door. I'm like, what kind of house is this?
Oh, I didn't really notice. Yeah.
It was weird. Yeah, go back and see it. I'm like, it's weird because I do think that Nathan and Haley move.
No.
I think they move in season 7.
Oh, okay.
I think in season 7 they have a different house.
Okay, yeah.
Because do you remember the front doors of season 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of continues for the rest of the season. These are not the same doors. Like this with the outside with the steps and everything, and that isn't that's not what the house in season 7 looks like.
Yeah.
Also their kitchen in season 7 is not this kitchen in season 5. So they moved without telling anybody.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Which makes sense because as you get older or you want more kids or something, you're gonna, get a bigger house. Even though the house is already big. But I don't know. Maybe it was only a 3-bedroom and they want a 4. I don't know.
Right.
But
Yeah.
also, season 7 is when Nathan came into money. So,
yeah. Right. That would make sense at that time. Yeah.
yep, to get a different house. Plus this house has Nanny Carey all over it. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. After that, okay, for reasons of protection, I would get rid of this house because, first of all, bad memories of her and my
Jamie
husband.
was drowning.
Yeah, well, yeah, Jamie drowning, her, the flirting with Nathan, the pool, everything. I would get rid of the house for that. Also, second reason, and probably the most important reason, is because she knows exactly where they live.
Right.
If they move, she has a harder time finding them.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the other reason why I would move. Also, I don't think I'm sure she gave herself a key. I made a copy.
Right.
So yeah, I would definitely sell that house. So it's weird that they didn't sell it here. They waited until 2 years from now to sell it.
Right. I guess they didn't think about it or had the money for it or something. Yeah. And then, so Dan tells Nathan that he only has 6 months to live unless he gets a heart transplant, basically. And Nathan can only just walk out without saying a word. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, goodbye, Dan.
I think he got overwhelmed too. Like he wasn't expecting Dan to say that. Yeah. Because Dan's like what, in his late 30s or maybe about 40 by now-ish, maybe late 30s, somewhere around there.
Yeah, he's like 40.
Yeah, so he's really young to be needing a transplant. Yeah.
Well, and two, you have to think that Dan or Nathan, he always runs back to Dan. And when you saw his face, I'm like, he's going to do it again, because that's what Nathan does. He hears one little thing and it's like, boom, going back to Daddy. And that's why I said him and Lucas are so different. And so like Lucas can hold a grudge.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, oh, the look on Nathan's face. I'm like, huh, it's over.
Yeah.
So for me, the high, I liked the water fight at the end. I also liked Lucas and Haley's friendship. I miss seeing their scenes together. I also liked how Mouth and Peyton were there for Skills. What about you? Oh, my low was Dan coming to the house. That was really creepy. And the clown. And Dad, that was all creepy.
Yeah, all that too, but also with the high was Skills, clearing things up with Nathan and Haley about Jamie, and then him playing the lead with Jamie too, and kind of like repairing that, relationship with them. And then the bad part, I just, everything else with Skills that he was doing and saying, I didn't like how he was really creepy and inappropriate. So yeah.
What about the clown?
Yeah, that was bad too, but Skills just bothered me more because I know him, a lot better than that clown. So I know we don't see the clown again. So. And then rating.
So for me, I would rate this a 7. What about you?
Yeah, 7.5. Yeah.
Because the writing was off. I mean, they had good entertainment, but things and character-wise, it did not make sense.
Yeah.
Also, why is Jamie's birthday right now?
Yeah.
It should be at the end of the season. And then who is your best and worst? I think I know who your worst is going to be.
Yeah, it's Skills for his inappropriateness with Millie and such, and then the best was Lucas, even though he took it too far, helping with Brooke. So, and yours?
My worst was Deb. And she hires a clown so she can sleep with him.
Yeah, and at Jamie's birthday party, and that was bad.
Just hire a clown, or it's just so annoying. Well, why does it have to be at his birthday?
Yeah.
And my thing is, if she has a thing for clowns, okay. But again, there were so many little kids, and if I had found out that one of the family members of the kid that we were at its birthday was doing things in the closet or wherever the bathroom, whatever they were doing, or wherever they were, I would be so upset.
Yeah.
And I'd probably never let my kid hang out there again.
Right. Yeah.
So, she was not in the mature setting. And so it was honestly really annoying. She should have been like, call me later, go out to the bar or something, like go on a drive and do that. Like, don't, do that in the house that other kids are at. And it's a birthday party going on.
Right. Yeah.
A 5-year-old.
Yeah. So maybe it does make sense that her and Skills get together later on. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did not like that at all. It was a children's birthday party.
Yeah.
And so that she was my worst. And the best, plus that she should have got rid of the bag. Or she should have at least gave the bag to Nathan so he can make up what to do, because it's his son. She should never have left Dan's bag there for Jamie to open.
Right. Yeah.
It should have been, Nathan, this was from Dan.
Yeah. She didn't warn him. Yeah.
And then Nathan could do what he wants with it.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, Nathan could have taken the jersey out and given it to him without him even knowing it came from Dan. Like,
yeah, he could have said it was from him. Yeah.
Yep. So I think that Nathan, as the parent, should have made that decision, not Deb. So I did not, because yes, the clown brought it in, but Deb could very easily grab it and get rid of the bag.
Yeah.
There's enough people that won't know. So yeah, I didn't like that at all. So I don't think she was, mature in that situation either. Where, Nathan was. And then for me, the best, I am actually going to go with the best was Peyton.
Okay, yeah.
Because she's helping Brooke with the baby, even though she didn't offer to take on a baby. She also kind of was trying to be nice and clear the air with Lindsey. She kind of, she owned up and confessed to Haley her true feelings now. She's doing all the right things. And she also had that heart-to-heart with Skills.
Right.
Yeah. And then what's the next episode?
Episode 16, Crying Won't Help You Now. Sounds like that's something for Dan.
Yeah, somebody's crying. All right. Thanks for listening.
Yep. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Duo Chat. If you want to chime in with your opinion about the episode and the show we discussed, you can email us at duochatpodcast@gmail.com. And to keep up with updates about the podcast, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Duo Chat Podcast. And give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would appreciate it.